We're gonna make a sandwich today, y'all. I know I've mentioned before in my videos, sandwiches, they're just not my favorite. And they have to be something really special for me to ever order one in a restaurant. This is a sandwich that I've ordered more than once in a restaurant, and I've never really felt that it lived up to what my mind thinks it should be. Today, we're gonna make an Italian sandwich that's called a muffaletta. Muffaletta. I don't know how you say it. I actually Googled how to pronounce it, and there's about 20 different ways that you can pronounce it. So I know how to spell it, and y'all know what it's supposed to be. This will not be authentic because, as always, I'm using what I have. Basically, it is a sandwich that's meat is served cold with some cheese, Italian meats, and then the star of the sandwich is this olive spread that goes on the top of it. It's chopped olives and other things, and that's what we're going to work on. That's really the only prep that you have to have for this sandwich. So let's get going. I'm going to tell you what you need. First thing, you're going to need you some bread. Now, if you're wanting to be truly authentic, you're going to need a round Italian bread loaf. We don't have that where I live, so we're going to substitute a nice little loaf of Italian bread. That's what we're going to use. I've got my work area here, and that's where we're going to put the sandwich together. For your olive salad, I'm going to be using my food processor to chop all this stuff up, but I'm going to show you what I've got. I went to the $1.25 tree today, and they just happened to have the things that I needed, and that's what gave me the idea. We've got this little veggie mix here that's the cauliflower, carrots, cucumbers, all kinds of stuff. This is your jardinera. Maybe that's how you say it, maybe not. You can see what I'm talking about. They also had olives. You'll need some of the Kalamata olives, and I do recommend these other than the canned black olives. They're a completely different flavor. So we're going to use the pitted, make sure you get pitted, Kalamata olives. This is almost 9 ounces. And you do need to use equal parts of your 2 kinds of olives. I found this in my cabinet. This is a chili marinated green olive. You can just use regular green olives, pimento stuffed, whatever you want. These have some kick to them, which I'm going to love. So this is about a cup of this stuff, and then about a cup of the other 2. We're going to pretend those are cups. So 3 cups of that. Then you're going to need about 5 of your pepperoncini peppers. Take the little stems off, y'all. You're going to need a tablespoon of finely minced garlic, and I'm just going to use the kind in a jar. You're going to need some dry oregano, 1 tablespoon of that. If you had some fresh parsley, that would be nice, but I don't, so I'm going to do a tablespoon of this dried parsley. You're going to need some black pepper, and then I'm going to wait until I chop it all up to see if I even need any salt at all, because this stuff is salty. The last ingredient you're going to need, get you some good olive oil. I'm using this light tasting just because I prefer that. And you're going to get a 1/2 cup of that. So I'm going to get these things chopped up, and then I'll be right back to you. Stay tuned. I chopped my olives first, and I wanted to show you about how finely I chopped those. The reason I did these first is my other stuff is going to have to be chopped a little bit longer. Stay with me. Now you can see I chopped my other stuff to about the same consistency. Mix it all together. Make sure you get you a big enough bowl. I'm struggling over here. Add your 1/2 cup of olive oil and your seasonings. One of the sandwiches that I got in a restaurant one time, was so excited because I love olives. When I got my sandwich, it was all bread. It had a tiny little piece of meat, and then it had about a teaspoon of this olive stuff on top. y'all. The whole point of this sandwich is the olives. That's what makes it the sandwich it is. Now, y'all know what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a little quality control. Oh, that's so good. Okay, we're gonna put this together now. Let's talk about the meats that we're gonna be using. If you wanna be authentic, you need to get you some Italian meats. You'll need some kind of ham, some salami, and some of that, there's different kinds of Italian meats. Capicola, I don't know the names of them. If I was in a grocery store, if I was at Aldi or somewhere, they have those a lot of times all in a pack together, I would do it. I'm not. So we are making do. We're gonna have some ham and some turkey and some fresh sliced salami out of the deli section. Now, provolone cheese is what's usually used, and some fresh sliced mozzarella. I don't have that either. So I'm gonna use provolone, and I'm gonna use some Colby Jack. I think it'll be just fine. First thing you're gonna do is slice that bread in half. Now, you're gonna pull out that little middle part. Not all the way through, but just make you a little trench in your bread. And we're gonna put some good stuff in there. We're gonna fill it up with this yumminess. If I can find my brother today, I'm gonna give him some of this because he loves olives as much as I do. Probably should have dug my trench a little bit wider, but that'll be okay. Now you're gonna have enough of this that you can put in a jar in your refrigerator, and it'll keep for a while in there, y'all. I might be making these again this week. Now we're gonna layer a meat. I thought that was ham. I don't even know what I've got here. This is turkey. This would be so much better if you had fresh sliced turkey that you cooked yourself. Fresh ham, not these cold cuts. I'm not a fan of cold cuts, but I think this will work. Desperate times call for desperate measures, y'all. Next, we're gonna add that cheese. If your family doesn't like this kind of cheese, use something else. Eat the scraps. Okay, this next step is optional. I'm gonna do it just because I want a little extra zip in mine. I'm gonna put just a little bit of spicy brown mustard on here. This is about how much was on my sandwich that I got in the restaurant. That's pitiful, y'all. Don't forget your salami, y'all. That may be the only thing Italian even on here. We're gonna put the lid on it. Now, we're not done. Get you another pan and put on top of that one, and we're gonna mash it. And I'm just gonna put something heavy on top of that for about 10 minutes. And I'm just gonna use the old faithful cast iron skillet. All right, I'll see you back in 10 minutes. Let's see what we've got here. Ooh, this mash pretty flat. I don't think there's any danger of it coming apart. Let's see. I'm gonna take my dad one of these, let him sample it. Look at that. Now that is a good looking sandwich. This is what I expect it to be more like when I order one in a restaurant. I could eat that. Like I said before, some ham and turkey that I had cooked myself, or even the correct ingredients. We'll bump it up a notch. But that's finer than frog hair right there. I can eat that. Y'all try it.